The Kampala-Entebbe Express highway that costed $476 million US dollars, that is approximately 1.68 trillion Uganda shillings, has played a pivotal role in decongesting the city, saving time and easing trade movements within the central business district. The Kampala Express highway has two sections, starting from the northern bypass in Busega up to where I'm standing right now in Kajansi, and then continuing to Munyonyo from the Kajansi interchange where I am to Munyonyo. Both sections cover 49.5 kilometers. The express highway has started collecting tolls, as you can see, structured by the Ministry of Works and Transport. If I may give you a breakdown of how tolls are collected, the 400cc motorcycles are paying 3,000 Uganda shillings. The light vehicles are paying 5,000 Uganda shillings. Light vehicles are like the private car that you're driving. And then 3-axle vehicles are paying 10,000 Uganda shillings. That may be like the trucks. And then axles that are 4 to 5 axles are paying 15,000 Uganda shillings. Then the heavy trucks, like those that transport containers, are paying 18,000 Uganda shillings, and they have to be 6 axles and above. Now you may be asking yourself that, oh, how is this going to affect me? I don't have a car and I don't use the express highway, but this is how it's going to affect you. The truck that is bringing tomatoes to your market uses the express highway. And initially it was using it for free, but now it has to add in an extra charge, that toll. For instance, if it was using 50,000 as fuel, it has an extra 10,000 or 15,000, and if it's a large car, a large truck, that is 18,000. That is going to trickle down to the tomatoes to compensate for that extra charge. And if you are buying the tomatoes at 1,000 Uganda shillings, perhaps they may add 100 or 200 to compensate for that extra charge. And the toll centers, as you can see, they're collecting the tolls. And every car that reaches here has to pay that toll to exit and continue. But how does this affect the Ugandan? Obviously, it has to affect you. Even the one using public transport, the tax drivers have to pay that extra charge. Tax drivers are in the bracket of light vehicles paying 5,000. And if you're using those public means, obviously the tax driver and the one that collects the fares has to add in that extra charge. If you're using 2,000 from, let's say, Kajansi to Munyonyo, there's going to be a 500, maybe 500 shillings added for them to compensate for that extra charge. And then obviously that trickles down to the Ugandan, the common Ugandan, even if you drive a car, even if you don't drive a car. And again, on the other side, the fares that are collected here, the tolls, are going to pay for the debt. Remember, when Uganda was constructing this, it had to take a loan from Exim Bank. That's a bank in China. And that loan was $476 US dollars. They have to pay for that loan. And the money that is going to pay it is coming from here. So in any way, yeah, it serves the country. We're going to reduce the debt burden. But again, you have to pay for it. From the common man down there, Omuntu Wawansi, we will have to pay for that. But as CTV, C Business, we go right to all stakeholders involved, the truck drivers, the common man, UNRA, to find out how does this really affect Ugandans and how we're going to use the money collected to solve the problem, the debt burden, and also solve transport issues. Standing with me is Joy Navasa, the Public Relations Manager for Aegis, the company in charge of collecting tolls at the Entebbe Express Highway. Joy Navasa, tell us about Aegis.
Thank you very much. Aegis is a French company that was contracted to operate and maintain Kampala-Entebbe Expressway. It was an international bid, so it was given to very many countries were given the opportunity to bid for the same job, and Aegis won the bid. So they are the ones contracting on behalf of UNRA and the Government of Uganda to operate and maintain Kampala-Entebbe Expressway.
So how is the toll collection done, and are the people responding?
So today, on the 8th of January 2022, we started the tolling collection. So we have different classes of cars, and we have options of using a card. If you have cash, we have class 1, which are the motorcycles that are 400cc and above. So those pay 3,000 shillings, Ugandan shillings. And we have the light vehicles, the usual cars that we use, and the double cabins. Those are all light vehicles, with or without trailers. So they're paying 5,000 shillings. We have class 3, which are the medium goods vehicles. Those have 2 to 3 axles, and they pay 10,000 shillings. We also have class 4, and it's divided into 2. Class 4A are the heavy goods, but they're 4 to 5 axles. So those pay 15,000 shillings. The last class 4B is the very heavy vehicles that are 6 and more axles. So those pay 18,000 Ugandan shillings. So that money is paid when you have cash to that vehicle. But when you want to purchase a card, they are called Wupesi cards. So these are 3 types of cards. We have the Easy Pass that has 10% that can be used with any car. If you have more than one car, you can use the Easy Pass. It has 10% discount. We have the Weekly Pass that is tied to a car, and once you're purchasing your card, you have to register your number plate. So the Weekly Pass has 50% discount, and it can only be used by one car because we register with the number plate. So the 50% discount comes with 14 trips for 7 days. A trip is per passage. Once you pass at the toll, that's 1 trip. They'll deduct your money with a 50% discount. Once you're coming through another toll gate, that's also a trip. So that's why we give 14 trips in 7 days. So that if you pass twice in a day, at least the card can cover that.
So there's a 50% discount for those paying for the weekly?
Yes. If you finish your 14 trips before the week ends, you'll have to reload on the card. If you use 10 trips and the week ends, your trips will not be there the next week because you had paid them for 1 week, so they'll expire.
They're only valid for a week? For
a week. We have a monthly pass. The monthly pass has 70% discount. So it comes with 60 trips for 30 days. If you use those trips and they get done before the 30 days, you will reload on your card. We have more forms of reloading on the card. The first time you will purchase it here, and we're going to put other ways of purchasing, other agents. But for now, it will be at our toll gates in Pala, Busega, and Kajansi. Once the trips are done, we shall have other modes of renewing your trips anywhere you are. You don't have to come back to the toll gates.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've been told the company is a foreign company.
Yes.
How many Ugandans is it employing, and how many are foreign expatriates?
Actually, the permanent staff are mostly Ugandans. We only have our general manager, who is a Frenchman, and the rest of us, so it is 99.9% local Ugandans, our local people.
Okay.
So the expatriates are here to equip us with more knowledge about tolling, because this is the first tolling in the country. So once Ugandans are equipped with the knowledge, and we know we can handle, because there are more toll expressways that are coming up, like you know. So we want Ugandans to be able to carry out all the activities and the exercises by themselves. So Aegis has where they train us and give us more knowledge about the tolling.
Okay.
Yes, so most of us are Ugandans here.
So the money you're collecting, where is it going?
You're collecting money on behalf of UNRA and the Government of Uganda. So this money will be used to pay the China Exim Bank loan that constructed the road and also maintain the road. Yes.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The toll, the whole arrangement I think is good, because you know our roads are that way if you're coming from town. So using this one is better, and I think the fees, given that they have created this is a pay card, I've just paid for one. I think it is cheaper. The fees, the discount that comes with it, if you pay for a month, I've just paid 90,000 to use a month. So someone is going to use this road more than 4 times a day or more than 5 times a week, I think it is easy and cheaper. I think it's a good arrangement.
How do you feel about it, the fact that we have increasing fuel prices and now on top this?
That's a very challenging scenario, because that's what our economy is, and it seems the government is not ready to help us change, because I've not seen anyone trying to cry for us, or we are crying. There is no one trying to wipe our tears off. So it's the arrangement, we have to move like that. It's the order of the day, unfortunately.
So now in this particular piece, you help me highlight, because I'm going to cut out my voice, but I want to highlight the part where you mentioned the high fuel prices, and then on top of this, how that affects your daily income.
Okay.
Yes.
As I'm saying, the unfortunate bit, sometimes there are so many increments in our expenditures versus the increments in our salaries. Where we work from, it's rare to get increments, but the increments in terms of our expenditure that is set by government, they continue to increase every now and then. So the prices come, the fuel prices started increasing around November last year, and it seems nothing has been done. Then this one comes. Good enough, this one was mentioned to us long ago, that in January we are going to be starting to pay this toll fee. Given that we are a bit prepared to do that, sometimes it is an inevitable situation, the necessary evil that I can say. So we go by that, nothing to do, because if you decide not to pay and then use the main routes from town, you may take the whole day. Like now, you are going for some site supervisions, and it becomes expensive. No time is money. So you stay in the road, you pay, so that the jam and the fuel consumption as you're standing, you're busy in jam. It's better you come and pay this 1,500 per day if you're going to pay the monthly, the Easy card that I've just done. So it becomes cheaper in the long run.
So we are here at the Busega Express Special Hire Stage, commonly known as BESH, and I'm with Mr. Kayemba to tell us, is the leader of the Special Hire Stage here, and we would like to know, Mr. Kayemba, how are you finding now that the collection has started at the Plaza, Busega Plaza, if you want to use the express highway, you have to pay a toll.
Yeah.
How are you finding that? What is your attitude towards that?
My attitude is it's positive, I should say, because we've been briefed before. We've been briefed about it, because these guys are not bad like to us. They've been coming, we've been interacting with them here and there, because we're working on their way. So we've been interacting, which is not bad. It's been positive. Now, I think both things have there's a positive and a negative effect. The positive is we've been briefed, and at least we've been trying to notify our customers, our daily customers. People have been moving to it from Kampala this side and then to Busega the other side. And at least I should say, since it's developing our country again, it's not a bad idea.
So do you think the passengers that you've been taking will welcome this, knowing that you'll have to pay a charge at the toll collection centers, and then will you carry it on to the passengers?
So far, we've been with my committee, because we have a committee which is leading the place. We talked about it before it came to the passengers, or before it even gets down to the passengers. It is the committee to talk about it first, and we did. Now, what we discussed was, before the passengers, we put the amount on top of the passengers. What are we giving them back, first and foremost? So we decided to leave the fares on 5,000 as it was before.
So you're not going to raise the fares?
No.
Okay.
Because these guys also give us a discount of 70%, because we are the original users of the road. So they gave us a discount of 70%, which was fine, and we welcomed it. And what we did was known to exploit our customers more. Yeah. So what we did was to leave the fares as they were, because the discount is on, which is a good one to us. Yeah, and that's it.
How are you going to deal with cases where cab drivers will raise the fares to uninformed passengers?
As they say, there are always people. We don't come we don't come from same families. Some they understanding and everything, and some want to get more than others. Yeah, those things are in our community, and that's Uganda. But we always find a way of controlling everything, and that's why I'm always at the stage with my guy. Oh, my guy's not here, but we're always here to control such things, not to exploit more our customers. But again, when the fares, this has to go to the UNRWA. When the fares will increase, definitely the charges have to go back to, because now we're facing the fuel prices, which are extremely high, and then now we have the fares of the road. But we've been living it at a constant pace of our normal fares like before. Yeah.